Let me ask you something. How much do you think you spent on cleaning products last year? Take a guess. Go on. Most people say $20, maybe $30. Here is the actual number, straight from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The average American household spent $877 on cleaning supplies in 2024. That is $73 every single month gone on products most people cannot name off the top of their head without opening the cabinet under the sink. And that number jumped 13% in a single year, not because your home got 13% dirtier, because nobody was paying attention. That is not a shopping habit. That is a subscription you never signed up for. No welcome email, no free trial, no cancel anytime button. Just you, a card, and an autopilot you did not know was on. Now zoom in to one specific item on that bill, the hard water and limescale removers. The dramatic ones with the warning labels that honestly take up more space than the actual instructions. The ones you grab every few weeks without once asking, why does this keep coming back? Here's why. 85% of American homes have hard water, and hard water households use up to 30% more cleaning products just to hit the same level of clean as everyone else. Your tap is not stopping. Every shower, every splash, every time you brush your teeth, new mineral deposits land right back on your glass. The problem is not your cleaning routine. The problem is your infrastructure, and the cleaning industry absolutely knows that. You are not dirty. You are on auto-renew. That is not a cleaning problem. That is a business model. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on exactly how that model works and how chalk and kitchen vinegar solves it for a dime instead of $20 a month. This is the Quiet Markup, and this is the video the cleaning aisle really does not want you to watch. Here is how the cleaning industry actually makes money. Not complicated, actually brilliant in a slightly evil boardroom-approved kind of way. Repeat purchase model. You buy it, it runs out, you buy it again, forever. A permanent fix is a one-time sale. A temporary fix, priced expensively, is a subscription you never knowingly agreed to, and subscriptions are worth infinitely more to a company with quarterly targets. Hard water is the perfect product category for this because the problem never stops. Your tap does not care about your cleaning schedule. The mineral deposits are coming whether you bought the spray bottle or not. What is optional, completely optional, is paying $20 every few weeks to deal with them. Here's the part that should make you put the bottle down and just stare at it for a moment. Those products cost pennies to make. What you are actually paying for is diluted acid, a fragrance engineered to smell like the concept of cleanliness, a spray nozzle designed to give up on the third use, and a warning label longer than your last lease agreement. The markup is not 10 or 20%. It is the kind of markup that funds national television campaigns and supermarket shelf placement fees you will never see itemized. You are not paying for chemistry, you are paying for the privilege of not knowing the chemistry. The actual solution has been sitting in your kitchen the whole time, rent-free, unbothered. Plain white school chalk. Boring, absolutely unremarkable. Made of calcium carbonate. Same stuff as limestone, same stuff and half the antacids in your medicine cabinet. In powdered form, it becomes one of the most underrated polishing tools you have never thought to pick up. Here is why it is safe on glass. The Mohs hardness scale, 1 to 10. Talc at the bottom, diamond at the top. Your bathroom mirror lands at around 5.5 to 6. Chalk sits at 3. Golden rule, and this is actual physics. A softer material cannot scratch a harder one. Full stop. Dragging chalk across glass is like trying to scratch a windshield with a marshmallow. The marshmallow loses. Every time. What chalk does instead is polish, the same way jeweler's rouge works, lifting surface haze without leaving a mark. Jewelers pay serious money for polishing compounds that behave exactly like this. You're doing it with something that belongs in a pencil case. Now, pair it with white vinegar, 5% acetic acid, weak enough to be safe, specific enough to do exactly one job. Break the alkaline mineral bonds that hold limescale to your glass. It does not touch the glass itself, just the stuff that should not be there. Vinegar loosens, chalk polishes, a complete two-step system for 10 cents. The $20 bottle in the cleaning aisle does the same chemistry, same mechanism, just concentrated, branded, fragranced, and critically sized to run out right before you forget to add it to your list. You were never buying a solution, you were leasing one. One practical note: chalk stays on glass only. Plastic trim is softer on the Mohs scale and will dull. And if your mirror has deep etching from years of buildup left completely untreated, that is structural damage. Nothing fixes that. For normal buildup, 10 cents. Every time. Quick detour, because the internet did something with these two ingredients that needs to be addressed. You have seen the videos. Someone dramatically crushes chalk into a bowl, pours vinegar on top, watches it foam and fizz like a middle school science fair volcano, and then confidently slathers the whole paste onto their shower door like they have cracked a code. Do not do this. That foam is neutralization, not cleaning. Acid meets base, they cancel each other out completely, and what you are left with is essentially salty water and entertainment value. Zero active cleaning chemistry remaining, none whatsoever. This is why thousands of people try it, get absolutely nothing, and conclude that natural cleaning solutions are a myth. They are not a myth. The internet just gave you a chemistry set with instructions written by someone who was, to put it generously, not paying attention that day. Use them separately. Use them in sequence. That is the entire difference between it working and spending a Saturday morning achieving nothing. 5 steps, no padding. Step 1. Spray warm, undiluted white vinegar across the stained glass. Cover it completely. Let it sit for 2 minutes. The acid is breaking down the mineral bonds holding limescale to the surface. If you have heavy buildup you have been ignoring for a while, you might see faint fizzing. That is chemistry doing the work so your arm does not have to. Step 2. Take a slightly damp microfiber cloth and rub a stick of white chalk against it until you have a thick, milty film loaded onto the fabric. That costs about 3 cents. That is your polishing compound. Step 3. Press the cloth against the wet glass and buff in firm, circular motions. If the surface starts to dry out, add more vinegar. Watch what transfers onto the cloth. Gray and brown residue pulling off the glass. That is not just water spots. That is months of the cleaning industry's business model physically leaving your bathroom. 3 to 4 minutes. The moment the glass goes from foggy to clear is genuinely, oddly satisfying in a way that is hard to explain until it happens to you. Step 4. Rinse with distilled water only, not tap. Tap water contains the exact same minerals you just spent 8 minutes removing. Rinsing with it immediately starts the cycle all over again. A cheap bottle of distilled water from any grocery store lasts for weeks. Step 5. Dry and buff with crumpled newspaper. Old school, sounds unhinged, works better than expensive microfiber for a streak-free finish because the texture is different in exactly the right way. Your grandmother knew this trick. She also knew not to spend $20 every 2 weeks on something that came in a bottle with a skull-adjacent warning symbol. Look at that. Same mirror, same bathroom, no fumes, no auto-renewing trip to the cleaning aisle. Chalk, vinegar, and 8 minutes. Honest part, because that is what this channel is for. Hard water is not going anywhere. The deposits will come back, but now so does your 10-cent answer. You went from quietly subsidizing a cleaning brand's Q4 earnings call every single month to spending a dime. That is not a life hack. That is just what happens when you know the chemistry and the business model at the same time. The $877 a year household cleaning habit has exactly one consistent winner, and until about 8 minutes ago, it was not you. If you have a household trick that sounds completely unhinged but actually works, drop it in the comments. Full steps are in the description. Try this one over the weekend and forward it to that one friend who is still, bless them, on the cleaning aisle's monthly payment plan. New videos every week, finding the money hiding in plain sight in everyday life. This is the Quiet Markup. See you next week.